What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
What is up, my brother? How we living, man?
I'm great. Yourself?
Come on, baby. It's my last day. Man, you already know I'm feeling amazing. I started the show playing Renegade, but I ain't want YouTube to get us in trouble. You know what I mean? But that's my energy right now. I'm just over here like, oh, mama. It's just one of them days, baby. One of those days, man. Just feeling great. Didn't sleep the best because I was too excited. You know how that goes, right, man? You be over
This
here
is like Christmas for you.
Absolutely, bro. I was over here trying to get some rest last night, and I'm like, man, I can't go to sleep. I'm excited. Yeah, it's going to be even worse tonight, man. I don't even think I'm going to go to sleep tonight. I might pull a straight rock star and just party in my room, drinking orange soda and Sprite and eating a whole bunch of candy until my flight happens in the morning, bro. That might be the energy today, bro.
Nothing you're going to miss about it?
Well, no, I'm going to miss some of the homies because, It has been a dope process, connecting with dudes that I played with the Steelers with. That's dope. A cat that, man, me and him go back to taking college visits coming out of high school, like that type of energy, man. Yeah, so getting back connected with him was dope. Made some new friends as well, man. So it's been a dope. I'm gonna miss those people, but as a whole, man, it's been 30 days away from the family, the familia, you know. And it's siempre familia for me always, baby. So yeah, man, I gotta get back to the casa. All right.
Well, obviously that, and also getting the podcast back in person.
Oh,
game changer as well.
Facts. Definitely need that, man. Let's see. Because some people already remember the announcement, but we will be this will be our last show for this week. Then after that, we'll get back into the saddle. Was it March 30th? Yeah, March 30th, man, we'll be back in the saddle under the same roof. Getting it in live for the people. Might even have to break the phone lines open for that one, Deke. It's been a minute, baby. Might have to break the phone lines open. I'm just throwing it out there, man. But we
got to hear some familiar voices. Maybe that's what it is.
Man. Give me my welcome home party. That's how I'm feeling. So, yes, like I said, man, this will be our last live show for the rest of this week. And then we will be back live on March 30th, which is the following Wednesday, because, Mosley over here got to take some time off, man. I got to see the wifey and the kids, and you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a great time. So, yeah, man, definitely excited about it, though, baby.
Well, we're excited to have you back. We got a jam-packed show, though, too, here today.
No, facts, man.
Dude, what's the deal with us whenever we record our podcast, right after breaking news happens?
Every single time, right? I'm like, oh, we just got done. Oh, da-da-da, da-da-da. Oh, we just got done again. Da-da. Yeah, it gets real like that, man. Absolutely. But it's because we come up here and we'll lay our takes down, or not Nostradamus will come up here and say, hey, man, I think Watson's going here. I think this player's going there. And you just speak it into existence, man. So I blame you personally.
I wasn't thinking Watson was going back to the Browns, though. He wrote him off just 24 hours before that.
He did, man. Then he got a check.
Oh, yeah, you're already getting $40 million. We're actually going to increase your pay.
Hey, come on,
give it fully
man.
Guaranteed. All right, I'll consider that.
So, look, what we'll do is this, man. Before we hop into that, we got to start the show the right way. All right?
Yeah.
Let us know, everybody in the chat, where you are tuning in from so we can give you that big boy shout out. Because it's a great day, baby. It's a great day. So definitely let us know where you are tuning in from, man. We can get this thing rolling.
Rashawn Jones says, yes, sir. Morning, Moats and Deke. Tuning in live from the 732 in Hazlet, New Jersey. At work, as always. Always working, always grinding.
Hey,
yes,
man,
indeed. Yes,
like
indeed.
That. I like that. And see, that's good balance right there. He's getting that work in, but he's also taking care of his personal life, tuning in to us, getting some entertainment, baby, some information. We helping out with the life skills department here, man, because we're going to coach y'all up on the Steelers, baby, in the AFC North and the NFL, because that's what we do. So shout out.
DJ Lundy, 757, Norfolk, Virginia.
Carib. I miss
Jacob
you so
Soria.
much, Norfolk.
209, Stockton, California.
Let's get it, man. Up early with me. I feel you, baby. I feel you.
Canadian Curtin says this is the best offseason in 25 years. Go number 55 and Deke. 604 in the house.
Hey,
he's
man.
amped up about our moves.
Now, major love first off for tuning in, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This offseason has been fire. It's funny. It's like such a different style because we're so used to not being spenders in the free agency market that now that we're doing, it's just like, whoa, this is what this feels like. All right, keep it going, keep it going.
It's been a few days since a move.
I know what that just means. We got
something. I feel deprived right now. We need more moves.
We lining something up. I feel it. I can feel us lining something up, man.
Yeah, start of the new week, maybe.
All right, come on now.
You take the weekend off. I mean, I guess general managers and people in football operations, they have to have some time off too.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Can't be working around the clock like that. So yeah, absolutely. Maybe Monday, Tuesday this week, we got a big move in the works.
I would agree.
D.D. Moss, David Dupree from Gainesville, Florida.
Shout out. Oh, un momento. We got to pause. Pause for the cause. We just had a big time super comment. Do you see the color?
I do. You know what's funny?
What's up?
Is at the top, I just see the logo and the amount that it was donated. Yeah. And I already knew who it was. I'm getting like really familiar with the chat. Like I knew based off that logo. I'm like, oh, that's Cam Lexon.
Let's get it, man.
That's pretty dope, though. I mean, we're building a little community here. We recognize people like that. That's how
it's supposed to be because this is a community, baby. That's why we enjoy this platform, man. Because we get to build it up, get tight, and like you said, man, we get to recognize y'all. I was really just talking about, the crew the other day. Like, yo, man, we got this person, we got that person, and that person. Like, it's a dope vibe. So. Cam, let's get to what my man Cam has to say today, baby.
He didn't even want to give us a take. He just says, yo, what's good, boys? From the 585, Rochester, New York. Love the show. Hope everyone has a great day. Beautiful day to be alive. All love.
Facto mundo, baby. Always got love for Rochester, New York, baby. Yes, indeed. And you are absolutely right, man. It is a beautiful day to be alive. Shoot, every day is a beautiful day to be alive. In the words of Dick LeBeau, great day to be alive, man. All right, let's go. But yes, Cam, man, we definitely appreciate your support also, man. From the heart, baby. Yes, indeed.
You want any? I'll list off a few more.
All right.
Susanna Chaka, 903. What's good, y'all?
Let's get it. All right, I'm ready. Let me hop in this thing real quick, man. I got Rod Dallas tuning in from the 330 Youngstown, Ohio. And my dog was up here early this morning, too, man. So shout out to the early crew. Yes, indeed. We got Nikki Getchell, the 716. He says, Steelers only, baby. I know, man. You better lay it down. Let them know where you're standing at, man. Allegiances matter here, all right? Then we got Lee Cretoville, excuse me on that one. Warren, Ohio, the 330. All right. Then we can't forget about my man Jay Will, the 919 Raleigh. Man, shout out to the North Carolina hoop teams out here. Duke got the dub. UNC with a dub. All right, I like what I'm seeing right now, man. All right. And then we also got John Biondillo. Tuning in from Polk County, home of the Pouncey Brothers, the 863. Yeah, Polk County in the house, man. I dig it. And we can't forget about the homie Zeke Shazier. He said, what's good? Tuning in from London. And he has the plus, I think it's 14 for the time difference on that thing as well, baby. Yes.
Have you been watching college hoops or the March Madness?
Bro, so like literally, I probably catch like one game max over the 2-day period just because it's like we have TVs here, but we don't have like live TV. So it's like you can watch an old movie or you could like try to hook, like we got a guy trying to hook in like Fire Stick. But it's real, like, we don't want you guys on TVs. We want you guys bonding and talking about your feelings. So every once in a while we can catch a game. But I caught the UNC, was it UNC Baylor? I saw that. And then late yesterday we were watching TCU Arizona because one of the guys played at TCU. So we got that part of it. But other than that, man, I haven't been able to see anything. I just get the alerts on my phone, man.
So no brackets either?
Well, I did a bracket, but like I said, I couldn't tell you who is doing what in said bracket. All I know is I picked Duke to win solely because Coach Case's last go around, and I like Duke. Duke is my squad. It's always been because my dad was a UNC fan, and that's what my dad do. We always go against each other with sports. It's the weirdest thing ever. Love them to death, though. So, yeah, I've been rocking with Duke, and that's why I picked Duke to win it. I'm hoping that they can hold it down for me. So far, so good. It was good to see my man get that dub over Izzo. I just wish I could have watched it in the flesh. But we ain't got these problems because next time when they play, baby, I'm going to be at home, feet kicked up, TV bumping, maybe even blasting off as I research a little extra, baby. So you already know it's going to be a great time.
I haven't watched one single game outside of being at the bar and some of the games being on TV.
And they're playing in Pitt. They're playing some of the games in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah. But Pitt's not in it.
Yeah,
dude,
this is true.
Tell me if I'm wrong on this, though, because I've been saying this to multiple people. College hoops just sucks these days. It's just terrible.
I think it sucks, man. I think it's fun, man, because they're just kids. I love just the kid element of it, man. Like, I don't want it to look like professionals. I don't want everybody to play at a professional level. I just want to see kids out there having fun, and you get them crazy stories of, oh, this guy hasn't done anything, and he comes and hits 20. You know what I mean? Or this guy, man, he was a walk-on, then he developed, and then he hits the game-winning layup. Like, I don't know. I just like that type of stuff. Because for me, man, I'm so accustomed to the professional level that it's like a breath of fresh air when you just take it down a notch.
My problem is Pitt sucks. Yeah. So that could be a part of it. Yeah. Also, I think back when Pitt was good, you had dudes staying. You knew guys on the teams. Yeah. I don't know any of these guys.
But that is just the nature of college now, man. And blame the coaches.
Yeah, everyone's
man, nobody was getting paid. Coaches making $10 million, and you're like, bro, I don't have money to get something to eat. Like, that's not cool. Now you done changed the game where these guys can go and get that money. It's like, yeah, man, bump that. But for me, man, I try not to get as attached. You know what I mean? It's just like, or what you do is catch some of these guys from high school. So like Chet Holmgren, the big man for Gonzaga. I've been watching him for the past year, 2 years when he came on the radar, you know, being one of the top rated high school players. So for me, that's kind of how I like grow with these guys versus wait until they get to a college. And then it's like, all right, now let me lock into this guy. And then he leaves in a year. That's kind of like how I've been handling it, man. But it's definitely a different scope of how they're doing it now.
So different. I mean, back in Pitt's heyday, we had the Big East too. I mean,
seriously, man.
Always 7, 8, 9 teams, and like you'd have dudes be staying 2-3 years. Mm-hmm. You knew the matchups, the rivalry. It just doesn't feel the same.
Carmelo was like one of the first ones in that Big East time to do the one and done. Everybody else they were going to stay for multiple years. They were going to be 3-4 year guys. But now the premium is on youth because you want to get these guys to the league and, you know, have them for a long time, develop them and things like that. Whereas, you know, at times they don't feel, I don't know why they don't feel like they could do that to a senior, but that's just their whole vibe right now, man.
You want me to hit these super chats?
Yeah, man. Let's start the supers off, man, and get this thing rolling, baby.
But
either way, power to Pitt, man. Power to Pitt. I'm with you, bro. It's all good.
Do we say that anymore?
I don't even know, man. I'm all for you, man. Pitt in the house, baby. Pitt in the house. Pitting at the Palace. There you go. See, AB was just ahead of the curve with that, man. Pitting at the Palace. I got y'all, man. Y'all gonna rebound soon.
Oh, football, we should be really good.
Yeah.
I was talking to some people over this weekend. I'm getting amped for this season. We should be really good.
I like it, baby.
Jared Smith. My guys, good morning to you both. What's your way to early What are your way too early record predictions for our Steelers?
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen what are abbreviated like that, bro. I was reading it the same way you were. I was like, yo, what is he saying?
Double-digit wins.
Yeah.
I'll say that right now.
Okay.
Playoffs.
How far? Don't shy away now.
Do we really want? Because I could save my predictions for when we get closer to the season.
Okay. I'm just trying to
hear
where you was going
do that
with
right
it.
now. I'm just saying double digits, so that gives me some leeway, and also playoffs. That gives me some leeway too.
8 to 11 wins for me over here, man. I say anywhere between 8 and 11 wins. Yep.
So you have us borderline playoffs then.
Yeah,
one way or another.
Playoffs. Yeah, because the AFC.
So I'm assuming if we get 8, we're not in the play. That's 8 and 9.
The AFC has a ton of talent, a ton of teams right now. Yeah, I say anywhere between 8 and 11, and it's gonna be dicey. But you know, we'll see what whoever is at quarterback, whatever they're able to accomplish down the line, because we're gonna need some of those clutch plays and stuff like that, man. But I definitely see them in that range.
100%. We need people to step up. We need prime time game performances. We need. Okay, we need this dub to stay in the playoff mix. Like, what are you going to do? If that's Trubisky.
Well, you know, they said we got the upgraded quarterback this year all of a sudden, too, man. That's what I kept hearing. So
I disagree with that.
Nah, man. Come on, man. You know, 7 didn't give us 30 and 10 last year. He didn't give us 25 and 7 last year, baby. We getting upgraded this year. So I'm with you. I'm on your team. We're going to get some better quarterback play this year, man. It's going to be dope, bro. I pick up what you put down.
No. It's different, though. It's different. Man. This quarterback has a support system around him this time.
Whatever you need to
New
tell
offensive
yourself,
lineman,
man,
too.
All I know is our quarterback this year's numbers are going to be better than Seven's last year. And I'm with you, baby. Come on, Deke, man. Let's get it, baby. Come on.
Listen, for the sake of the team, I do hope so. I don't want to be hearing any nonsense throughout the season about this guy being better than Ben or something. I don't want to hear it.
What you mean, man? The numbers don't lie. That's what you always tell me. Numbers don't lie.
Because what Ben had to overcome last year was masterful, if anything.
All I'm saying is numbers don't lie, man. We're going to get better quarterback play this year, man. I cannot wait. Like I said,
don't forget about the injury, too. Don't forget about the multiple injuries he had. The pec and the shoulder.
What do we say, though?
Warrior.
If you go out there on that field, you're healthy. So I don't care about any of that, man. We're going to get better quarterback play. You already called it. Worst case, 25-7. We didn't even get that last year. So I am ecstatic. You know, I might bump my win total up to 13 now that I think about it. Because we are going to have a major upgrade at quarterback just based on what you've been telling me. So I'm with you, baby. And Mitch, we trust. Mason, I'm a Mason Rudolph, I'm a Mason Maniac, I'm a Dwayne Diver, all right? Yeah, whatever it is, man, I'm with you guys, all right? Let's go.
You say Dwayne Diehard.
I'm a Dwayne Diehard. Is that it?
Maybe.
I'm a Dwayne Diehard. There we go. Yeah, but either way, man, upgraded quarterback play this year, 25-7, worst case scenario. I love it. Let's get it.
I could see 25-7
Come on, man.
And throw maybe 3 or 4 on the ground or something.
We won't even snip in that last year, man. We got major upgrade, you know? Yeah.
Listen, I am starting to believe in Mitch more and more the closer we get into this season.
You know why? Because you're seeing that he's so much better than what we had last year at quarterback, man. And I'm just glad. I'm just glad that we can be on one accord here. You know, in fact, can Mitch go for 32-10? I think he got 32-10 in him, honestly.
I think he could.
You know what I'm saying? And we know Ben, he had it because you said the pec. You know what I'm saying? He had the knee. He had the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had the weight of the retirement on him. So I am with you, Deke. I'm with you, baby. Yeah.
He could have if they just would have let him run his own offense. That's the problem.
Because he was too hurt for all that. You know, we couldn't do all that. We had to get younger. And now we got youth. We got high-end quarterback talent now, man. I'm excited, baby. I'm excited.
Listen, he's retired, so I have to move on as well, and this is what we got in the room. And I'm believing in Mitch right now.
I am too, man. I am, man. He's the new face of the franchise. You know, we haven't had that in a while, man. We had the face, but we ain't had the play to go with the face. Now we got the play to go with the face. I'm with you, baby. I was late to the party, Deke. You were selling me on the party last week. I was late to it, but I'm here now.
You're believing in Mitch?
I'm here now, man. Mitch or Mason or Haskins, whichever one we're going to roll with, baby, they all going to give us an upgraded quarterback than we had a year ago. So I'm down for the cause, baby. You know I'm supporting you.
Derek Nelson. Good morning from the 605. Mitchell, SD, South Dakota, I guess. Originally from the 618, Ramsey, Illinois. Love starting my workday listening to y'all. Makes feed mill work. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I guess he's out on the farm or something.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
LOL.
No, shout out, man. Shout out, man. Definitely, glad to help out with your feed mill process, man, to take your mind off of it a little bit, baby. Yes, indeed.
Got to give a shout out to the blue collar workers out there.
No question.
I couldn't do it. I mean, I would just flail around, flop around, and just be terrible at it. I know that for a fact. So shout out to those people who do that work.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a hard work guy like that, man.
Hey, you play football though.
Yeah, but that's different type of work though, right there, man. Different type of work.
Yeah, I'm sure most people that do the blue collar work would trade what they're doing for football.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
It's hard work, but at the same time, it's still the game that you played your whole life.
Absolutely.
The only difference is it starts to become a business at the professional level.
Very true, man.
At least you get to do it for a living, right? For however many years you get to do it. Good morning, my guys. This is from Carmichael, the sports guru. How you feel about Olave with the 20th pick? I'd be fine with that.
I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't hate it. We'll talk about that very soon as well, man. That's definitely something that we have on the docket for today, man.
Oh, man, these supers are rolling in again. Farron Bradford, big smoke in the north. Watson going to feel that. He ain't ever felt pressure like what we're going to be applying. Coach of the year for Mike T on the way. And that Big Dipper followed by the parade.
Okay.
They know who run the north stop playing.
Let's go, man.
I love this energy.
Absolutely, because we got that new quarterback, man. I'm telling you, we ain't had nothing like this in a minute, man. It's been a while, but we got him now, baby. Whew, let's go.
What Cam Hayward said. We want all the smoke.
Yeah, man.
Cam Letson.
Yeah, we got a gunslinger, a real one now. Let's get it, man. I feel you, Deke.
Cam Letson, bringing it back, says, my guy, Deke, I appreciate you. Watson can have fun on the Browns while he still can because Steelers taking 10 years off of his life. It's funny that he really doesn't know what he just did to himself. Hashtag the MVP. Farron Bradford, F them picks. Bryce Young loading in 2023. I don't know if I understand the statement, though. He says F them picks. Bryce Young loading. Because we're going to need those picks.
F them picks because we're going to trade them picks to get up to get where Bryce Young is, what he's saying.
Okay.
But we don't need Bryce Young because we got Mitch Trubisky / Mason Rudolph / Dwayne Haskins, and one of those guys is going for 25-7, 30-10, or 32-11. So either way, we'll be good. We don't need them picks. We don't need Bryce Young, man. We have our answer. He is here, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready.
We might. This isn't going to be a tank job, though.
Not at all, man. Not at all.
Brian Mesco. Hey, guys. Love the show. Assuming we sign a strong safety, presumably Edmonds, what position do you think we target in the first round? Best player available, receiver, or defensive line? We got safety locked up. Yeah, actually, receiver, D-line. I think Jordan Davis conversation happens, and then you also just have receiver because if we have Edmonds, we got safety locked up. I think you can include linebacker in there too.
It sounds like you're saying best player available.
Any one of those two.
Huh? I'm gonna say it sounds like you about to just say best player available, man. Like kind of how I look at it in the sense of well, actually, I want to call it best player available because if a quarterback falls, then they technically could be the best player at that position. But I think it's anywhere between wide receiver, linebacker, and D line. If Devin Lloyd is sitting there at 20, I think they take him. If Jordan Davis is there at 20, I can see them taking him. If any of those receivers that we're going to talk about in a second are there, I think that we could take them as well, man, just because we have a lot of flexibility right now, man. It's a good situation to be in, I tell you that. But we definitely need to secure this strong safety position prior to the draft. I would like to get that done prior to the draft. Whew.
Unless we're planning on taking one.
Yeah.
Which I'd be a little bummed out about because we still have a bunch of cap space. Why don't we just use that?
I would definitely be bummed. Like, I mean, we could have done this better, but it's cool. It's cool.
They're still all available right now, so I guess we're not in this big rush.
Right. But either way, man.
There's not the dominoes that have fallen
Either way, we got the most important position. We got the quarterback locked up, so we're good, man. That's all I care about. Upgrade there. We ready to ball.
D'Angelo May.
Yeah.
Got to give Watson and the Browns a reminder of who we are. 100%.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do that. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So if you're ready, man, let's hop into this first topic. And while we're doing that, make sure y'all hit that like button. I know people in there have been talking about hitting the like button, man. Y'all already in here extra chunky in the chat. Let's get that ratio to where it's supposed to be, baby. All right, hit the like button. But yeah, man, we did get some official Deshaun Watson news. This is a guy we've obviously been monitoring, trying to see, interest levels and stuff like that. And on Friday, initially the reports were that going into Friday, initially the reports were that he was no longer interested in the Cleveland Browns. And we talked about what that scenario would look like for the Browns and Baker Mayfield with him requesting a trade.
Yeah.
But I think because of that, that's ultimately why the deal got done for Deshaun Watson, because Cleveland was kind of in a bind in a sense that they knew Baker wasn't going to come back. He wasn't going to be happy. So from there, you get this massive deal, including multiple draft picks, a fully guaranteed contract, 5 years, $230 million. Yeah, I mean, it was nuts. But if you could, real quick, Deke, read off the exact trade details in terms of, I think it was 3 first-round draft picks. I think it was, I'll let you take over for that part.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So it was 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
It was, hold on, I have
it. Deke said, I got it. Wait a minute, I don't. All right, I got it again.
Yeah, 3 first-round picks, 2022, 2023, and 2024, as well as a 2023 third-round pick and a 2024 fourth-round pick. Browns got back a 2024 fifth-round pick and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. So in the words of Farron Bradford, F them picks. Absolutely. That's what the Browns said. But like I said, I thought that they had to do that mainly because of how the Baker situation played out. Prior to that, Deshaun had narrowed it down to, I think it was Atlanta and Carolina, if I remember correctly. But yeah, man, when when Cleveland had to do what they had to do, I do like it for both sides, though, if that makes sense. Well, and before I get to why I like it and stuff like that, what was your initial reaction when you saw it, man?
Shit.
You went right there.
Yeah, that sucks. Browns have a pretty good team. They got a pretty good quarterback. That sucks.
I was waiting. I thought you was go fluff it up real nice or something differently. My man said, "Nope, this is what I felt like."
Wasn't too thrilled. But then you see that he got a ton guaranteed.
Yep.
Got some extra on his contract. The picks they gave up. He might even get suspended for like 6 games or something this season. So they're going to have a lot of cap allocated for Jacoby Brissett to be maybe playing their first 6 games. And then after this, because I think this season is probably their best window because they have Deshaun Watson. They kind of negotiated or finagled the cap hit to where it's not that bad this year. But then all of a sudden it's going to ramp up the rest of the way. So I don't know how they're going to be able to sign a bunch of dudes. They're going to be missing a bunch of their first round picks. So it might hurt them a little bit more long term. But this year, I mean, if he doesn't get suspended, they're going to be a solid squad. That was my take. I mean, it was a lot. At the same time, we talked about getting a franchise guy. I mean, sometimes when you have that chance, you just do it. And that's what the Browns did. But I like the route that we're taking too. I mean, these were kind of like the routes that the Steelers could have taken one way or another. And just knowing where we were, we didn't have the roster, I think, that Cleveland had.
Right.
So I actually think the way we're going is going to benefit us. As much as it may suck in the moment, not having the franchise guy, not having that certainty, we're building a team. And I think I was looking, man, I don't have the exact stats on me. This is maybe for another day. I want to look into it. But the amount of quarterbacks that have made the Super Bowl over the last like 5 or 6 years that were on contracts that were very affordable is up there. I mean, I think it's most of the team. A lot of that has to do with Brady taking his pay cuts. But think Jared Goff on his rookie deal. I think Mahomes before his cap hit like really went up 2 times with the Chiefs. Even last year, you had Burrow on his rookie deal, Stafford on a really affordable contract. So I'm just saying, I think the blueprint's still there for us. I'm not writing us off because I think we're gonna have a really good defense. Well, those were all my thoughts, though. It was like a mix of emotions. Shit early, and then just thinking of it more and more. It's like, okay, I mean, that's a lot of money. Deshaun Watson's really gonna have to play really good, which he's a really good quarterback. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, first off, if you're the Steelers, don't fret. We got an upgraded quarterback, babe. We're good. We're not going to have the situation from a year ago. Deke has already explained that to me, and like I said, I'm 100% on board with you there, man. But I did share well, actually, I didn't go the full dooms. Oh man, I can't believe this. It was just kind of funny to me, man, because now we get a chance to see, which method is going to work better. The method that we went with, where we built up the roster around our quarterback, knowing that he's going to have some limitations, versus the Browns selling the farm for the franchise quarterback. And I mean, I thought their roster would take a little bit more of a hit than it did, but honestly, it really hasn't taken a hit to that extent because now you're getting potentially guys coming in there for cheaper. I think Will Fuller is looking to go back there, looking to go there. Obviously, you said Jacoby Brissett. He's a guy that's trying to go there as well. That's the part where, I say that's the residual income on a Deshaun Watson. You're going to get players that are trying to get a ring that will go there because they believe in him, and they will go for a more team-friendly deal, even if it's only for a 1-year situation, so that way they can feel like they give themselves a legitimate shot to win and compete. That's just the beauty of that. But for me, man, the thing that I did like about this move, because like I said, for me, my reaction, like I said, I just kind of laughed like, dang, all right, we're going to get it. I really want to see which method works better here. But once I got past that, man, I started to look into the details, and I kind of enjoy it for both parties. Number one, for Cleveland, you've had a QB1 in terms of Baker Mayfield, but when's the last time you had a franchise quarterback? And that was the thing for me, where I'm like, if you're a franchise that's been starving for a franchise quarterback and you finally get an opportunity to get one, it makes sense to go get that guy. Whereas for us in Pittsburgh, we've experienced almost 20 years of having that franchise guy, and that doesn't even count for the older people that got a chance to experience Bradshaw. So for us, it was okay for us to say, you know what, man, we could take a little step back and go this route and build it up around because we've already won on the other way. So for me, it was like, man, for Cleveland, that made sense to go ahead and make that move. But then if you're Deshaun Watson, the one thing that, kind of got overlooked because the money was obviously so robust was the fact that he felt that they had the best roster available in comparison to Atlanta and in comparison to Carolina. And I would agree with that. I mean, Cleveland, we talk about them. We said all the time, like, especially these past couple of years, they've been stacked offensively and defensively. It's more so Baker's been struggling, and obviously they have injuries at receiver and stuff like that. But as a whole, we thought that their roster was ready to go. We just knew that Baker had his limitations. Whereas now you're putting Deshaun Watson into that mix. That does elevate them in a major way. But then I also like the fact of how they structured this contract. And this doesn't have anything to do with AFC North. This doesn't have anything to do with Steelers versus Browns. This is just me talking as a player, former player here. I love the fact that Cleveland structured his first year the way that they did. It's $47 million fully guaranteed that first year. 46 of it is in signing bonus. Only $1 million in base salary, because even though he was cleared from a criminal standpoint, we know that the NFL can still discipline him. 6 games is what everybody has been talking, just based on what we've seen in the past. Obviously, I think Ben was the one who kind of set that precedent right there with that amount of time. But by them giving him $46 million in signing bonus, only $1 million in base salary, if he is suspended for any duration this season, it's only coming out of that $1 million from the base salary. And to me as a player, you love that because it shows that the organization is having your back. They're sticking with you. And even though it might not be popular amongst fans that didn't get him, and I can understand it, for the Browns, they're saying, look, man, this dude criminally was not, brought up on charges, and he still hasn't even tried to do a settlement, meaning he's willing to fight this thing all the way through. And you're not doing that if you feel like you're guilty. That's just kind of been my perspective with that. But to me, man, to see that Cleveland backed him in that sense to protect his money also from the NFL, I thought was just an awesome gesture. And that's why me as a former player, I respect the heck out of it, because we saw how Houston handled it. And not every team would handle it the way that Cleveland's handling that situation right now. Obviously, they're going to have scrutiny, and I understand why. But when you're talking about due process, innocent until proven guilty, it's like, man, this guy's checking those boxes off, even though people don't give him the benefit of the doubt. So it was good to see the Browns actually support him in that avenue as well, man.
Yeah. They're going to have a good team. They're going to have a good team.
Now you're talking about, Deshaun Watson with Amari Cooper?
Yeah.
I like that a lot,
and like
bro.
you said, if a receiver or two,
yeah,
like Jarvis Landry might go back to the Browns on a cheaper deal. Or you brought up Will Fuller.
Yeah, Will
I didn't even think of that. He had that connection with Houston with Watson already.
And they were super productive. You look at some of their numbers, especially on the deep balls. Yeah, but they're already saying like Will Fuller is definitely, leaning a lot more heavily to go there. And in fact, they said that was why Will even went to Miami a year ago, because he was hoping that Deshaun Watson would end up there. So for me, man, when I hear that, I'm like, all right, Amari Cooper, potentially a Will Fuller, and then if you could squeeze in a Jarvis Landry, I think that's pretty daggone good in terms of the weapons. You still got your running backs and things like that. So this is probably going to be their best window, but I think
this year, because when that cap hit starts ballooning, and since they bumped it so far down this year, I mean, that thing's going to be up in the 50s then.
No, it's going to be pretty significant. But how many times have we talked about cap hits with other quarterbacks that are elite, and they still find ways to be force multipliers? That's why you bring in a Deshaun Watson. That's why if you're the Chiefs, you pay Patrick Mahomes what you paid him. That's why, we go down that list of all these guys that have gotten super robust contracts. I mean, even for a while with Ben, it was like, man, you pay Ben what he paid him because this dude is a force multiplier. And they account for a ton of wins. So to me, man, they're still going to be all right. I mean, if they want, they could play the restructure game as well in a year or two with multiple players on that team. Very similar to what, we can continue to do if we want to clear up even more cap space. We talk about it, man. When teams want to make that thing work, man, that cap becomes more fairy tale than hard facts.
I feel like the Steelers are doing the opposite approach of what the rest of the league is doing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Rest of the league, dynamic quarterback. Well, we're taking our chance at quarterback, but you got a lot of teams with top 10 guys, young guys that are going to air it out. 5,000 yards you're looking at. Herbert, Burrow, Russ Wilson, Mahomes, Derek Carr, Browns getting Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
But what we're doing little bit the antidote potentially if we do it right. Mm-hmm. We still got to see what we do at quarterback. We still got to see if one of these dudes step up. If it is Trubisky, and I've been saying this, and I was saying it all weekend because there was a bunch of debates as I'm going out at bars and stuff. We need to see Trubisky, Mason. I'm guessing it's going to be Trubisky in the limelight, as I mentioned earlier. What do you do in the clutch moments? We got 2 minutes. You need to make a play. Because I don't care how many times we make you throw the ball, because we might be running it through nausea a lot.
Yeah, which we should.
We just need to see we just need to see you step up, because I think, and this is what I'm talking about with the antidote, we're building nausea, offensive line, defense. And that's the way that you could beat a bunch of these teams. Yeah. It's just you still need a quarterback you can trust when the chips are on the line.
Yeah.
But I think we got a little formula here to combat what everyone else is doing in the AFC, if it's done correctly.
Yeah, we're trying to close in on that 49ers model. That's the 49ers in Tennessee, I think, are like prime examples of this model being successful. You can win with it. But with both of those organizations, even though they've done some significant winning, we've always felt like they were limited, even in those big games that they were winning. I don't think any of us kind of picked them in any of those big games that they were, outside of me just fooling around saying, yeah, man, Jimmy G gonna beat Aaron Rodgers because it's the Niners and they always beat Aaron. Outside of that, it's like you don't really pick those type of teams to advance far. But it has been done. So we'll see, man, if we can follow that same method. But you're right, man. The margin of error is going to be small, man. The quarterbacks, whoever they are, they're going to have to be efficient in those moments when we have to have it, when we need a score, when we need you to actually throw the ball. We're going to need to see them be able to do that and do it efficiently. So, that's the part for it, man, that we're going to see which method works better, the franchise quarterback or the stacked roster and, a little bit limited at quarterback. But either way, it's going to be exciting for us, man.
Yeah, all of a sudden, are we the second toughest division in the league?
Yeah, because that AFC West, bro, that thing is filthy right now, man.
And that's insane.
And they got pass rush help out there now. I said, Lord, man.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about the Raiders getting Devontae Adams either.
I want to say Raiders got Devontae, then they turned around and got Chandler Jones. I'm like, bro, Chandler and Max Crosby, holy cow, that is stupid. But then Devontae, I'm like, yeah. Him and Renfro.
Yeah, like, would you be surprised if the Raiders just won the division now?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, when we're talking about the AFC in this playoff race, man, it's gonna be tight. It's a lot of teams right now in this AFC all of a sudden, man.
Oh, it will be. Yeah, well, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, you got probably 10 or 11 teams legitimately in the playoff mix. I would say you got your four. You got your 4 from the West, 4 from your North here. Bills, Patriots, and then. Oh, man, I mean, Titans, I think they're on the downswing, but maybe you can still throw them in the mix at least. Well, and especially because that division's shitty. So that's what I'm saying. Between them and the Colts.
Yep. So like I said, man, that's a ton of teams out there right now, like legitimate teams, not the ones we talk about where it's like,
that's
we think they could do. It's like, no. They are legit. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's going to be a tight race for us getting in this thing. But if we take care of business, man, we'll be fine. But we're going to have to play, from the gate. We got to jump out of this thing and start playing the way that we need to play, man.
What I really like is some of those stories coming out. Tomlin on the phone call with Miles Jackson. Like, we're trying for championships here. I like that. Yeah. I love that mentality because it just goes to say that we're still trying for that this year. And I feel like how we built out our roster and free agency, we got that chance. I just got to see another move or two and see what we do in the draft.
Yeah, without a doubt, man.
Because I have faith in Tomlin. We bring in Flores. I have faith in the process of the Steelers organization because I think it's worked up to this point in terms of championships also always being in the mix year in and year out.
I just love the fact that you've changed your tone on needing a franchise quarterback all of a sudden. I love this new version of Deke. No. Don't you no me.
No. I haven't changed at all. I have not changed at all.
Listen,
I have not.
In the past,
because if Trubisky can't do that stuff that I just talked about.
Wait a minute, Deke. I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak. In the past, you've always said, as long as we have Ben, I don't care about any of these other methods because we have this franchise caliber quarterback who beats these type of methods. Whereas now that we've spent that, now you're really preaching this. Yo, we got like what we got here, man. We got this, and this. How many times have we brought up the Titans? And you're like, well, they don't have that quarterback. That's why they're always gonna be hurting. The Vikings, they don't have the quarterback. That's why they're always gonna be hurting. Even when we said the Niners, man, they ain't got the quarterback. That's why they're always gonna be hurting. Now all of a sudden it's, nah, man, I believe in that method. Yeah, this method could definitely work. Heck yeah, man, I like what we're doing here. That's all I'm saying, Deke. You were not saying this a year ago. You were never saying this, man. Not even close.
Here's the difference. Bro. Here's the difference. I'm saying it could work. It could work. We got to see what Trubisky does, though, because if he ain't up to snuff, if he does do the Tannehill stuff, he does do the Jimmy G stuff, the Kirk Cousins stuff, I don't want him next year because I don't want to be wasting my time. It's just that I feel like maybe it's because Trubisky hasn't been in a Steeler uniform yet or what, and people are talking about his reemergence up in Buffalo. I still think there's hope for him. Like, okay, maybe this is the turnaround moment for him. That's the difference because I still stand by if you have the franchise quarterback, like it makes a huge difference.
Okay.
I'm just holding out hope. Could Trubisky be that type of guy for us?
So we'll
find out.
So is that blind faith then? It's like
I don't think because I think we're going to have a system for him with Canada, the RPOs, all this type of stuff. I think we're going to be good. I think we're at least going to be good this year. Relevant in the mix, playoff mix. The difference between that and like serious contenders is Trubisky. That's the thing.
The power of the black and gold. We'll call it that. The power of the black and gold. I'm with it, man. Whoever it is, they're going to give us that resurgence, that breath of fresh air quarterback, man. I'm with you, baby. However you spit it, man, we're gonna get a chance, man.
They could or they may not. That's the thing right now. They could or they may not. I mean, that's the serious truth. I'm gonna lean more that they can, but
it just seems like you don't do this with other teams. That's all. So it comes off a little, I don't want to call it hypocritical, but it's like, dang, bro, like we brought up these other teams that have proven this method before in years past, and you're like, not even a chance. But now because it's us doing it, now we're like over the top with optimism all of a sudden. I'm just like, bro, what's going on here?
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say the difference is, though. I never wrote off the 49ers in the first Super Bowl run. It was afterwards. It was after seeing that, okay, Jimmy G.
You wrote off the Titans plenty of times.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Well, I that's my take. I was like, I don't believe in Tannehill. I don't. Trubisky, I think, I don't know what it is. I never had that strong of a take on Trubisky.
It's because he has a black and gold jersey on. That's it.
Might be.
That is it. 100% it, bro.
It might be.
But either way, man. Either way,
it is all good, baby. Through my past Trubisky takes, I may have said he sucks a few times. I may have said that.
A strong possibility you might have said that. That's all. But it's all good.
He took a year off though, man. Reinvented up in Buffalo.
And that's the other thing. I just don't think a reinvention in Buffalo when he wasn't even the guy in Buffalo. Like, what are we talking about here?
Too many good things that are coming out about him up there. Even your boy Josh Allen speaks highly of him.
Of course, he was his backup. It's like, bro, what are we talking about though? Like, what did he do last year on the field to make us have this level of optimism about Mitch? Like, in all seriousness, because that was the biggest reason why we brought him up, right? Because of what he did in Buffalo. But outside of preseason and garbage time, essentially, what did he do in Buffalo to make us definitively feel like he's going to have a resurgence here? That's my only thing. Like, even when people brought up the coaching, he had Matt Nagy in Chicago. How many times have you, Deke, and myself and everybody in this chat criticized Matt Canada saying he needs to be fired? But now all of a sudden we got this ultra belief in him as well. I just don't. I'm trying to follow it. I just don't see it. That's all.
Canada's on thin ice too, but it's just one of those things. He's here. We got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Can we see the silver linings in him? Because we could talk about him and Ben not having the best fit, which still I think Canada should have done better for sure. Yeah. But now it's like, okay, if we are going to give him the full reins, and it seems like we believe in him, we're going to give him a chance at this. Give him what he needs then. And Trubisky, he's got that mobility. Trubisky also even said he likes what the Steelers are doing. So it looks like there could be a little fit there. That's all. I mean, it could go bad. I fully admit that. But I could see it going really well. And Tomlin's track record is pretty damn good.
Hey, man, however we got to make it work, baby. However we got to make it work. I'm here for the ride. You know that. I'm going to be enjoying it either way. So it's all good. But I do not share that same optimism. But either way, it's going to be fun.
Dude, you got us at 11 wins, though.
Yeah. But we were at 11 wins last year, weren't we? We were right in that same boat. That's all I'm saying.
No, what did we finish? Yeah. Was it 9-7-1 or something? 9-8-1.
But like we have the tie with the Lions. If Ben's playing in that game, we probably win that game. And then other than that, it's a coin flip somewhere. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like we were too far off from that a year ago. Yeah. But I guess right now.
So you,
go ahead now. What were you saying?
Okay. No, I was going to say, so you don't see like actual competitiveness or actual contention?
Me personally, no. I think that they're a fringe playoff team right now, depending on what we do in the rest of free agency in the draft. But as we stand today, I think we're fringe. I think that we're still, like I said, anywhere between 8 to 11. 11 if Mitch or Mason or Haskins or whoever is this, because remember, Tomlin did say 4 quarterbacks. So whoever this other guy is, I do think, if they play their best, they'll have us at 11 wins. But if they struggle like we've seen in the past, I think we'll be flirting with 8. That's just kind of how I view it, because I think our defense is dominant. They're going to keep us afloat. They'll keep us in all these games. But the problem is going to be when it's crunch time. How many times did we talk about 7 last year? 7 would play bad in the first half of the game's third quarter. Fourth quarter hit, that clutch gene was always there. That was the one thing that, regardless of any criticism for 7 last year, you could not take that away from him. When it was fourth quarter and he had to have it, he always stepped up. And that, to me, is something that I don't see when we're talking about these other quarterbacks. And that was the biggest difference in how many wins we acquired last year, solely based on Ben being able to do certain things in those clutch moments. We haven't seen any of these guys that we're talking about right now have any remnant of that just yet. So that's why I don't share that same optimism and that same faith just because they're in the Steelers jersey all of a sudden. Guys either have that clutch gene or they don't. And we just haven't seen it from any of these guys, in contrast to Ben, who we know Ben was limited last year. Whether it was scheme, age, a combination of that with the O-line, cool. But when it was crunch time, we could all count on what? 7 doing what 7 does. And right now, I just don't think that any of these guys possess that.
What's funny, too, to keep it on this Ben positivity train.
Oh, Lord, here you go.
2 of those fourth quarters actually were probably the most epic, and we lost.
Seriously?
The Chargers in the Vikings game.
Absolutely.
That Vikings game, I mean.
Bro, the Vikings game was filthy, bro.
I don't know where I rank that in terms of, his performances. But, man, as he was getting beat up in the first half, you're just like, hey, man, it might just be better for his health.
Yeah.
Take him out because this line is sucking. But then, that second half was insane.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
That's always going to be an underrated performance for him because we didn't win. But, man.
Yeah. But that's a Harrison Smith amazing play away from it being that crazy finish, man, if we're being real about it. But that's my thing. I just don't feel – I haven't seen anything to let me feel like Mason, Mitch, or Haskins can heat up like that in those type of moments with that much adversity stacked against them. And we've seen Ben do that countless times. Like I said, even when he was no longer, hey, man, he's going to ball off for 4 quarters. When it was past that and we knew, hey, man, he probably got a quarter in him. All the defense had to do was keep it close, and Ben was going to do the rest. Unfortunately, I just don't feel like our guys that we currently have are capable of that just yet. Now, I'm hoping they prove me wrong, because if they do, well, now we're in that 11-win range. But if not, you're flirting with 8 wins, because you're not going to have those crazy clutch moments, man. Man, think about how the roller coaster was when we watched some of these games last year, Deke. And we're like, bro, 7, he's doing it again. Oh, yep, 7. Oh, he's back? Is this the one? I've never felt like that about these other guys, man. 7 gave us that, though. And I just, like I said, man, I'm hoping that I'm wrong on this. I'm hoping that these guys are going to be able to do that same thing. But from my personal experiences, I just don't think that that's the case right now, man.
Listen, I'm with you with everything you're saying. 100% with you, because we got to see that stuff. I guess the case for, let's just say Mitch. I don't want to keep flipping around with the quarterbacks, but let's just say with Mitch that the offense could be better the whole game. If there's a whole plan with him and he's actually running the Canada RPOs and stuff, that's the case. But, I mean, that other stuff matters. The fourth quarter stuff definitely matters.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. Clutch stuff. Even before half, just knowing how to get points, right before half. And
7 would do that, man. That, like I said, 7 situationally, 7 in those critical moments. That was the one thing that he was guaranteed to bring to the table, man. But I guess right now, man, with all this being said, how do you rate the quarterbacks now in the AFC North? Because we do have Deshaun Watson officially here. And the only reason I keep bringing up Mason or Mitch is just because the money part of it. I understand Mitch's contract has more incentives, but the guaranteed portion is not far off of what Mason is getting. That's the big reason why I keep bringing them both up in that capacity, because it's like that money doesn't guarantee you're the starter. It's not like Chuk's deal. Chuk's money guarantees he's the starter. Mitch just says, man, you're QB1 on paper for the first rep of OTAs. That's it. But you still got to earn it the rest of the way. That's all.
Yeah.
But how are you
ranking
these
rank
quarterbacks,
the AFC North quarterbacks?
Yeah. Hey, and in the chat, y'all let us know as well, man. Put how y'all ranking these quarterbacks as well, man.
This is actually interesting.
And pick whatever quarterback you want for the Steelers. All right? It could be Mason. It could be Mitch. It could be Haskins. Whoever you want.
How you rank the other three is probably the most interesting because, yeah, we're going to be fourth. Mitch or Mason, whoever you have. Wow. I guess you got to go Burrow 1 right now. Wow.
Oh, man.
I do low-key think Deshaun Watson's better than Jackson. Here's the thing. If he's suspended, though, I'll take Jackson at 2 over Watson.
No
Watson
suspension.
2, then Lamar
I'm about to
3.
say, don't worry about the suspension. Just in a vacuum, like.
I'll put Deshaun 2, Lamar 3.
Okay.
If Deshaun was playing all last year and he played well, there's a case for him at number 1. But I'm just going to go off Burrow, making the Super Bowl. I mean, that counts for something.
No, I'm with you. In fact, my list is the exact same. I went Joe Burrow at 1. Yeah, I went Joe Burrow at 1 because he did play last year and he went to a Super Bowl and he did it even with a bad line. We talk about that Titans game where he was sacked 9 times, hit 12 times. Every game that this dude was playing, he was getting killed, but he still was able to rise above that O-line. And he was clearly the difference maker. And you pair him with Jamar Chase, it was filthy at times. So that's why I had him at 1. Deshaun is at 2 solely because he took the year off. If Deshaun was playing, man, Deshaun would still be number 1 for me. But with the year off, I just account for, hey, he'll probably have some rust. So that's why I went with him at 2. But I think that he's a more prolific passer than Lamar Jackson. I love his athletic ability a lot more than Joe Burrow's. And I just think that he's more proven because he's been doing it for a lot longer. So that's why I have him at 2. Lamar definitely at 3 because even though he has an MVP under his belt and he's electric to watch, I still think that, if he's forced to win it solely with his arm, is not as consistent as I would feel comfortable with. Even though he took great strides last year in improving that, I just still feel a little bit, on edge when he's having to throw that ball too much. Whereas guys like Burrow and Watson, I'm confident in their ability to throw that ball and actually do it at an extremely high level. I mean, we talk about Deshaun Watson leading the league in passing his last time out there. Like, that's real. And then from there, obviously, whichever guy we want to roll out there, they'll be number 4 in the division for there. But
who are you thinking it's gonna be right now? Way too early predictions for Steelers quarterback.
I'm calling the upset. Give me Mason. I'm calling the upset. I'm calling the upset because he's the guy that everybody keeps writing off. But we all know that the Steelers love this dude for some reason. How many times have we talked about it? Prior to them bringing in Mitch, what did we say? Man, I can still see them just rolling with Mason. Man, I can still see them rolling with Mason. They keep talking about Mason. They talk about him a lot. And when I looked at that money for Mitch Trubisky, at first I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be the difference. If all this is guaranteed or 14 is guaranteed. But then when I saw, I was like, oh, that's it? I was like, oh man, yeah, this is competition. It's still open. And we know how competitions go in Pittsburgh. We saw the competition between Mason and Haskins last year, So that's why for me, I'm like, yep, I'm going dark horse candidate. I think I'm calling the upset, baby. Yep, give me what's the team that just got the upset the other day? Was it St. Oral Roberts, or that was a year ago? St. Peter's, that was the team. Yeah, give me St. Peter's for 500, baby. Okay, upset alert.
Who's taking the first snap of OTAs?
Oh, Mitch taking the first snap, without a doubt.
Is he?
Yeah, he'll take the first snap. Yeah. That's just, like I said, because the contract part. But that is only for that. Other than that, it's like they're competing. It's going to be open competition, man. But how do you rank? Oh, let me see. All right. Let me see how people put it in the chat as well, man. Yeah, let me see what they're saying. Okay, I see you, Dominic. Dominic Schrader says Mitch Berg over all of them. Craig Ellis says, give me Deshaun Watson first. Joe Burrow, number 2. Lamar Jackson at 3, and then Mitch at 4. Juicebox 32, similar. Burrow at 1, Watson at 2, Jackson, and then Mitch. A lot of people are pretty much with. I think the only thing we're seeing flipped at times. Ooh, now Leonard Gillum, he says Deshaun Watson is the best in the North, period. If he bounces back, yeah, I definitely would agree with that. Andrew Scusa says Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and then Trubisky. So nobody has Lamar.
James Carr has one a little different. He says Lamar Jackson at 1.
Okay, I was trying to see if anyone had
Burrow
him
at
1,
2, then Watson at 3, and then he goes Mitch at 4.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you got Lamar rated that high, then yeah, that's a difference maker. Absolutely. Because like I said, Lamar, I mean, he's shown his ability to do that type of stuff. I mean, what he was doing last year before he got hurt, I mean, it was special. Like, we were watching it like, bro, how is he making this team relevant? How is he making this team still good like that? But yeah, that was just a testament to how talented he was, man. Then I saw in the Supers, Najee Loudpack says Deshaun Watson at 1, Barry Watson at 2, and then Emma Watson at 3. It's too wild. He says Browns will be Browns. Let's go Steelers. All right, and then
Michael, that's another thing you're hanging your hat on. Just a Browns curse, just overseeing this whole process.
Yeah, I'm hoping for it as well. Go get the Brujas out here, man. We'll make it happen. All right. Then we got Michael Latham. He says Joe Burrow at 1, Deshaun Watson at 2, Lamar Jackson at 3, and he says Malik Willis is at 4. He says, I'm calling it now. I've still been hearing that. I mean, I could understand if they went that route, man. I wouldn't like it, but I could understand if they did, though, man. But with that being said, though, how do you rate the teams in the AFC North right now as well?
Don't do it to me, dude.
What you mean? Come on, bro. How you want? I know Baltimore's getting a ton of guys coming back. Well, they get Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey coming back, Ronnie Stanley coming back. I mean, they got some J.K. Dobbins coming back. How you rating this thing, man? What we looking like? I know Cincinnati just picked up Lyle Collins. Love his deal, man. Did you see the deal? I said, Lord, man, Collins, you got what you and Chooks got the same money. How does this work, Lord? How does this work? But anyway, how you rating the AFC North teams, baby? Talk to me, man. And y'all let us know in the chat as well, baby.
Dude, I got that energy right now, man. I think we're going to find a way.
Let me hear it. Come on.
I like how we look on defense. I think we're going to combat some of these other teams' offenses. I think Mitch Trubisky steps up. I like our offensive line. We still got moves to make. And I believe we're going to make them. And we're going to have a good draft. I got us winning the division. Let me just put it to you this way. If I feel like we're going to be in the mix and I feel like it's going to be close, why not go with us?
Okay.
So I'm going with us at 1. I'm seeing the Bengals taking a step back this year. Little Super Bowl hangover. Ravens.
What?
Ravens will always be solid. They're always going to be in the mix.
How's it a Super Bowl? Okay. All right. Okay.
Super Bowl hangover for the Bengals.
Okay.
Zach Taylor, the coach, he's not going to be able to know how to handle the new expectations. And then the Browns, I mean, if Watson gets suspended, that is actually going to impact their record, I think. Well, they might be able to skate by, but man, they're going to be good. The Browns are going to be good.
Because I was say, if Jacoby Brissett's the backup, do you feel like who's the better quarterback between Jacoby Brissett and Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph?
Oh, Mitch.
Why you say it like that? Like guaranteed it?
Oh yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's had more success than Brissett, and we even think Trubisky was the letdown so far in this career.
Okay.
And I think he's got more upside too. Like verdict's out on Brissett.
Upside, I'm saying, do you think it's clear cut that Mitch is that much better than him, or you just think he's better? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, he's just better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, up to this point in their careers.
Okay.
Like I said, I think Mitch, even though we talk about him being a letdown, he's still had a better career up to this point than Jacoby Brissett. Plus, as I mentioned, still has the upside still.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with us, dude. I think all these teams are going to be good.
Who was the fourth team, though? What was the fourth team you had?
I didn't rank them. I didn't even rank them. I just have us 1.
Yeah, rank them 1 through 4. Come on, man.
I'll have us 1. I will have the Ravens 2.
Okay.
I'll have the Browns 3, Bengals 4.
Okay. For me right now, I would say Cincy at 1. Probably go Cleveland 2, Baltimore 3, Steelers 4. The reason why I say Cincinnati at 1, dude, they're loaded and they're young and they're coming back. They don't care about any of this old history that anybody has to bring up. They proved that a year ago. And as long as they got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, they're going to be fine. They already got Jonah Williams, who played at a major level for them last year at the tackle spot. You bring in Lyle Collins, who's definitely going to show up the other side of that offensive line. They're loaded. I mean, they still got their defense intact. They were able to keep Jesse Bates with the franchise tag. To me, man, they're ready to go right back into this thing. When I have Cleveland at 2, it's because Deshaun Watson being there now. They already had a dope roster. And even if he's suspended for 6 games and you have a Jacoby Brissett in there, you're going to split them. So they're still going to be in the mix. So I don't feel like that makes me shy away from them being the second best team. Then when I look at Baltimore, I mean, they're getting a ton of talent back. A ton of talent. We know they're a well-run organization. We know that those guys always are in the mix. They play good defense there, and they're going to be ready to go. For me, man, as much as I love watching Lamar, I just think that he's the third best quarterback out of Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson. And that's why I have them at 3. And then for us, man, we're stacked defensively, but we still have pieces that we got to acquire. And right now, we don't have those pieces. And offensively, like I said, man, we're going to have to play through Najee, but it's really got to go through him because we know if we're trying to do this, we're going to throw it with these other teams. We're going to be at a major disadvantage. And that's just my only concern is, man, how efficient and how effective can how efficient or how effective can Mitch be or any of these quarterbacks be in those clutch moments? Because we have not seen that from any of those guys just yet. So that's why I have the Steelers at 4, even though I think that, like I said, we'll still be in the mix. It's not like I'm saying 4 and we're terrible. Nah, like the 4th team in this division still might gonna have 9-10 wins. Like I can just see that being the case. But I do think that we're the most limited right now at one of the most critical positions. And if I'm going to sit here and have the blind optimism that the Steelers are going to have a resurgence, then how the heck do I not say the same things about those other teams who are bringing in talent with the marquee talent that they already have? That's my only, thing. I can't say yes to this part and then lie about that part or act like it doesn't happen over here. That's all.
Can I say a few things about these other teams?
Yeah,
Cincy. That was their year, I think. That was their year.
Yep.
With the contract situations and everything. But, they went 10-7 still. We just got blown out against them. We just looked pitiful against them. It's not like they were unbeatable.
Their
O-line skated by through the playoffs, too. If Derek Carr makes a better decision, Raiders are advancing.
Come on, man.
I just don't think they're that elite.
About us, though. We could say the same thing about us with our wins, though, at times last year. We didn't kill anybody. We kind of skated by as well. That's my thing. We can't use that as a negative for this team.
I feel like we improved our team a ton, though, especially on defense. We were doing that with being a terrible defense.
Their team was already stacked, and now they bring in a tackle that's going to help them even more. I just don't see how we're doing that. That's all, man.
Well, I think our defense is going to be a lot better. That should help us with the Cincinnati matchups. But also, we got Lamar Jackson's number. And how we handle him. And we're bringing in Brian Flores. Man. We've improved on defense. Browns, I guess you could just say Browns is the Browns because they do have a really nice roster, and then bringing in Deshaun Watson's a big difference. But if we're going head-to-head, why would I not still believe in us taking care of the Browns? Deshaun Watson, we only played him one time, but he didn't do anything against us.
That's fine, man. That's fine. Hey, you keep your blind faith. I love it, man. Listen,
I don't know if it's blind faith. I just think there is some reason for the optimism, though.
I call it blind faith. You call it reason for optimism.
Wait,
it's the same thing.
Why not? I don't know. We're gonna have a stacked defense. Our defense was terrible last year. It was atrocious. We had the worst run defense in the league.
But we had the defensive player of the year out there.
We were giving up 200 yards,
and we had the defensive player of the year out there. So I don't care what you're saying about this terrible narrative. You had the defensive player of the year out there who tied the single season sack record. The defense was not terrible. The run defense was bad, yes. Our pass defense was not terrible. We could get after the quarterback. And
it was average. It was average.
Exactly. So don't give me this narrative of, they were terrible, because they were not terrible. They couldn't stop the run, but they could get after the quarterback. They could create turnovers, and that's what we're in a lot of these games down the stretch. So don't give me that narrative. I don't want to hear that personally, man.
But if you combine the two, that's below average. 32nd in the rush, that's terrible. That is bad. That doesn't help your defense as a whole. And now we get Miles Jack. We get Levi Wallace at cornerback. Hopefully improvements there. And we still got a lot of cap space. To it back, hopefully. Our defensive line should be a lot better, too.
I just feel like you give us all the benefit of the doubt because it's Pittsburgh, whereas the other teams, they can't get better. That's the only thing I hear when you say that.
They can't get better? No, I'm actually saying
that's how you word it, though. You already said the Bengals are taking a step back. You said they got a Super Bowl hangover. What are we talking? We just throwing it out. Just throw it out there. It's cool. It's fine. But I just personally don't agree with that. I hear what you're saying. I just don't agree with it. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bengals are good. Bengals are good. I don't know. I don't think they're like this unbeatable team though.
And that's fine. That's cool, man. I ain't say anybody was unbeatable, but at the same time, I just don't share that same optimism that you do. But that's why we all are different, and that's the beauty of it, baby. Yes, indeed. All right, but let's see how people rank it in the chat. Dominic Schrader says he has the Bengals at 1, the Steelers at 2, Ratbirds at 3, and then he says nameless faces, nameless great faces. I feel you on that. Steely McPhiliac. I think I said that right. He says Bengals at 1, Steelers at 2, Ravens at 3, Browns at 4. All right. Keith Stewart, Bengals at 1, Steelers at 2. And he says Ravens have same record, but we edge out second or tiebreaker, and then the Browns at 4th. Okay. Vince Trombetto, Ravens at 1, Bengals at 2, Browns at 3. He has the Steelers at 4. Man, he a fake fan. All right, I hear you, Vince. Let's see who else is in this thing. All right.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any more.
I don't see anything else, man. Yep. All right. Smart move by y'all, man. Don't put it in there. Makes sense. I like it. If you never put it in there, you can always say, hey, I ain't say that. I believed it the whole time. I like it, baby. I like it.
We got Donald Morgan. We got a few coming in now. Bengals at 1, Steelers 2, Browns, and then Ravens. Ollie Locke. Yeah. Steelers 1, Bengals 2, Ravens 3, Browns 4. Although he says Bengals gonna bungle the bag, but he's got the Bengals at 2. So I don't know.
I saw that as well. I was like, yo, I'm not following that.
Ty Cozy has Bengals 1, Steelers 2, Ravens at 3, and then Browns at 4.
I like it.
But yeah, that's I think we got it all here. We got another one coming in. You want me to read this one?
Here we go. A few more. Let's get some of those.
They're coming in now. Ravens at 1, Steelers 2, Bengals 3, Browns at 4. Mm-hmm. Anthony Michael, Bengals 1, Steelers 2, Browns 3, Ravens 4. Booman 318, Bengals 1, Steelers 2, Ravens 3, Browns 4.
About to say, I feel like is everybody putting Steelers at 2? Like, dog.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Steelers at 2. All
right. I like it, baby.
A lot of people having Bengals at 1, though. Yeah.
I like it. All righty then, man. Let's see. Where the supers do we have remaining? Let's knock these out real quick, and after that, get to the next.
Oh, I think I lost everything, dog.
All good.
Yeah, I don't have one super chat up on my chat.
All right. I can't remember if we hit this one or not, but I will start here. I believe this is D'Angelo May. I can't remember if we did D'Angelo or not, but he says, got to give Watson and the Browns a reminder who we are with the 100 emoji. No, without a doubt, man.
I think he said that, yeah.
Okay. There we go. We got Daryl Christian II just showing a little love. We greatly appreciate you as well. All right. Then after that, we read that. Oh, here we go. Solo 1. He says, going to miss Juju. He looked like a kid forced to move to a new school during his Kansas City Chiefs press conference. What realistic, legitimate wide receiver replacements are still available in free agency? We're literally going there right after this, man. I'm just reading through these supers and we'll get right to that, all right? But I do, I haven't seen the video, but yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I've been hearing. All right. Muhammad Abdim Samed says, Steelers re-sign Haskins. He could be the dark horse in this race. What's your take on the Steelers re-signing Haskins, Moats? I like it. Number one, I think it was for like 3.25 or whatever that tender price was. So you're getting great value, a guy that has high-end pedigree, being a former first-round draft pick as well. And the same optimism that we have for Mitch Trubisky, I still have for Dwayne Haskins. I think that, him having that year in the system to clean up his mechanics, to understand what Matt Canada's trying to have accomplished, I think that helps him a lot. I just hope that he gets a fair crack at it because the money, he's the third man on the totem pole, but it's not this crazy gap where you would feel bad if Mason's the backup or if Mitch is the backup because Haskins beats those guys out just based on the numbers with their contract. So for Haskins, man, I think it was a smart move by the Steelers bringing him back. But ultimately, man, we're just going to have to see what his opportunity is in terms of this competition.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And I just like to see a fair shake for anyone in the quarterback room. I just want it to be an actual competition. Best man went out.
If it's an actual competition, like I like that a lot. I just don't know because we saw how they handled it last year with Haskins. Like I said, it just didn't feel like a competition to me. It felt like they wanted to see what Mason could do, and then it was like, Haskins, you just kind of get what we're going to give you, make the best of it.
Right. He's just as much, if not the best prospect out of the three coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I know Mitch went number 2, but he kind of like climbed up the draft. It was almost opposite. Yeah. Mitch climbed up the draft boards randomly, whereas Haskins like kind of fell. But in terms of just straight up arm strength and having a cannon, Haskins is up there, and he had the better college career too.
I would agree. I would definitely agree, man. Yep.
Cam Letson, I think I'm here. I think I'm caught up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Moats, I see what you're saying for sure. Bengals are going to be a problem, no doubt. But Browns should have always been a problem, but they just can't get it going. Bringing in Watson will probably win them a few extra games. That's it.
Yeah. Well, because we all felt like Baker was limited. We thought that Baker, even though he was a good player, just like he couldn't get them over the hump. And we put him in the Kirk Cousins and Ryan Tannehill category at best. That's why it's like, man, it just, feels different when we're talking about those guys in a better light now. But, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll definitely see, though, man. The one thing that we do have is TJ Watt. He is the big X factor because what he's able to do, man, how he can take over games and create turnovers, that cannot be understated, man. I think that he is that X factor, and that does keep you in a lot of these games, which we saw last year. But we got to hope that he continues to stay on this trajectory and continue to even up that number even more. Because if he takes any type of step
than 23 and a half sacks.
Right, because let's be real. I mean, you take away a couple of those sacks, like it's like, man, or like how many games did we feel like, man, he really was the reason why? That's the part for me where it's like, and I don't anticipate him taking a step back at any time. So as long as he's playing like he's playing, man, and he's healthy, we're always going to be in the game. We're always going to have a chance.
And if we get better on the defensive line, which as of right now, we have been, but we still got a lot of moves to make, like draft, to it back. That should only open things up more for him. Cam Letson. I wish I could type more, but we have this number. We have this number in the division. Browns organization is just a failure, and I don't see them turning it around. Bengals will still be good, but they just missed their chance.
Fair enough. I mean, this is the fun part of the offseason. We can speculate. We can talk ourselves into anything. And I'm all for it, baby. I am all for it. Keep your opinions out there, baby. Keep throwing them out here, man, because it is good to hear the different mentalities and the different reasoning behind it as well. I mean, yeah, if we think they're going to take a step back solely because we think they're just going to take a step back, well, great. I'm with it. If we think that, this team's not going to be good because organizationally they've always been bad, it's like, cool, I'm with it. I'm cool with whatever we want to go with. Whatever we want to go with, I'm down.
MVP. He's confident. He says Browns, Bengals, Steelers at 3, Ravens 4. He says, mark my words.
And what is that? The crying Jordan emoji? Is that what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yo,
he's not messing around with that take. He thought a lot about that one. Mark my words.
Let him know, man. Get it off your chest, baby. Like I said, I'm down for however y'all want to roll with this thing, man. I am on board, okay? I am on board. All right, but let's get to this next topic, man, because we are rolling through this show. Yes, we are. But we want to hit on some of these free agent guys that have left us officially now. Quick reactions to them, man, and then how we'll proceed going forward. But over the weekend, Juju Smith-Schuster, he obviously signed with the Kansas City Chiefs 1 year, $10.75 million, but I believe it was like $3 million that was guaranteed. The rest is in incentives. Ray McLeod, he went to San Fran on a 2-year deal, I think worth upwards of $10 million. Still waiting to find out the guaranteed portion of that contract as well. Then James Washington, my man, I listen, I haven't even been on social, and my man sent me the how about them Cowboys. I was like, bro, did he really tweet that? Is this facts? It felt like it was facts. So yeah, this is definitely my man. So he's very excited about going to Dallas. But he's going to Dallas on a 1-year deal. I haven't seen any of the numbers for his contract just yet, but those were the main guys that we lost. And then obviously we brought in Gunnar Olszewski, wide receiver, but more so a return man. for a 2-year, $4 million deal. But initial reaction, man, to Juju leaving, man. What were your thoughts on that?
Not surprised. Made sense. Chiefs were in the running all the way back to last year to try to get him over there.
Yeah.
And I just think when it came down to it, it didn't really make sense for Juju to come back or for the Steelers to retain him. Although, after we see this contract, maybe we could have brought him back for like $3 million. He probably wanted those incentives, though, and the Steelers just weren't willing to pay those out if they came to fruition.
So what did you make of I think it was his mom that was putting out the stuff about them wanting to return or whatever, and the Steelers not wanting them back?
They tried to come back.
How did you feel about that?
Probably the case. I mean, I do think he has a strong affinity for Pittsburgh, and that's the weird thing. Before the whole contract came out with the $3 million in guarantees, and also even Juju's mom saying that whenever you saw it was just 1 year, $10 million, I was like, you know what? Yeah, there's no shot in hell the Steelers were going to pay that, especially for Juju, what he's provided. Like, he's just not worth that to what we're trying to do here on offense right now anymore. But when you're talking $3 million, it's like, could you have brought him back? But maybe the Steelers, they were just trying to move on. And it goes back to what we were saying. Like, it would have felt like more of the same if you just have those guys as your top three again. Because I would have guessed, I'm guessing right now, too, they're even thinking about receiver early on, or even bringing in one of these other guys that brings just a different dynamic. Because if it's just Juju, Claypool, and Deontay, I don't know how good I feel about that. I want something different at least.
Yeah. For me, man, I shared a similar sentiment when I heard the information about the contract that was guaranteed. It definitely made a lot more sense that Juju probably did want to come back, and the Steelers were kind of just like, we'd rather go a different direction, solely based on what we talked about. When you have the situation that we're going to have at quarterback, separation matters. Guys that can win in a hurry matters, and we said Juju's game isn't predicated on that. Juju's game is predicated on that quarterback having pinpoint accuracy, because he doesn't get a lot of separation, but he excels with combat catches, especially against linebackers and safeties. And if you're the Steelers, you might have just felt that, man, we need a different version in that slot. We need, guys that can win in a hurry, guys that can be more quarterback friendly. And Juju just unfortunately doesn't bring that. I mean, we know what he brings in terms of, his blocking, his physicality and stuff like that, the run after catch ability. But it's just one of those things where I just think that, man, with the draft class, the way that it is with these receivers, you can get a major upgrade there. With some of these veteran free agents that are available right now, you could potentially get one of those guys. Maybe, you spend a little bit more on them, but you're getting way more proven productivity and high quality leadership in that room as well. That was kind of my thought process with it. But at the same time, like, I think it's a smart move for Juju. I don't think his numbers are going to be godly just because he's debatable third option there in Kansas City right now. When you talk about Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and obviously how McCall Hardman has emerged, I think that, Juju's still going to get his opportunities, but
they brought back Josh Gordon too.
Yeah, and Josh Gordon. So it's like, man, they're stacked at receiver, and they still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who we know can get the job done out the backfield. I just think that it's going to be a crowded receiver room where he's not going to get force-fed targets like he's accustomed to having in Pittsburgh, where he was a high-volume guy in a sense. But I still think that he's going to do well out there in Kansas City. It's just this is going to be a different situation for him because of the talent that they have in that room. And that makes a lot more sense seeing the guaranteed portion of the contract as well, because when I saw the 1 for 10.75, I was just like, man, that's a lot knowing the piece that they already have out there. But seeing that only $3 million of it is essentially guaranteed, it changes a lot in terms of my perspective of his role in Kansas City's offense. But it creates a significant hole when you talk about Ray McLeod being gone and James Washington being gone as well. I think you replaced part of that with Gunnar. I think Gunnar Olszewski is going to do just fine as our return man. We're going to love that. I mean, you watch him on tape, dude's tough as nails, man. He gets after it, man. And he has big play potential. But at the same time, I still feel like we're going to need to bring in a higher end guy to that receiver room. Now, if we do a free agency, we've seen Julio Jones available. We talked about AJ Green, T.Y. Hilton, guys like them. I'm cool taking any of those guys, and I still would want to draft one of these younger receivers. Yeah. Me personally, I would go pick up one of those guys in free agency because I know they're going to be a little bit cheaper if they got anything left in the tank. We know how we feel about those caliber receivers. It's kind of like when we hear AB. man, and I think he said he wanted to go to Cleveland all of a sudden as well. Now that I think about it, but it's like it's certain receivers like them where you don't even care what it might have looked like the year prior. You say if that guy is healthy, he gives you a chance. So yeah, if you could get a Julio, AJ Green, and T.Y. Hilton, one of those caliber guys, yeah, you go get them for a team friendly deal. But I still want to draft one of these receivers. I lean more receiver now in that first round than any other position. And I want a speed guy as well. So for me, man, when I kind of boil down to it, I say, man, if it's Chris Olave, great. If it's Garrett Wilson, great. But at the same time, I'm fine taking Jamison Williams, even though I know he'll probably be limited at the early portion of the season. I just think that, man, the speed that he plays with and his big play capability, it makes a ton of sense to me because that is still what we are missing right now in our receiving room. We have the combat catch guy in Chase Claypool. We have the route runner in Deontay, but we don't have that guy that threatens you down the field. And the three guys that I just named in the draft, I think that all three of those guys would come in and add that element. And they don't have to have that pressure of feeling like they got to be the number one receiver year one because you still have Deontay who's been playing at a crazy high level lately. And we're hoping that Chase can, start to just get his game more consistent going forward. And that should help them out a lot.
With Juju, it feels a lot like Joe Hayden. Yeah. Where like Joe Hayden wants to be back. Mm-hmm. Juju wants to be back. And even if they would be willing to come back for less, I think the Steelers are just ready to move on from both of them. Yeah. Because we just signed Akello and Levi Wallace. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, so if we bring back Joe, are they going to be – is he going to be taking either one of their playing times? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That doesn't make sense. And then same with Juju. Like if you're just ready for someone new at wide receiver 3, because we already got our top 2 guys, Claypool and Deontay. Yeah. So if you think you could get someone better than Juju, or I don't know if I want to say better, but just a different dynamic in there.
Style. Yeah, different style of player. Yeah.
Then you just do it and you're just like, bro, like we want you back. But if you come back, then like you're our top 3. It's not like if we draft someone, like what it's just going to be a weird thing on the depth chart then. If you so don't be surprised though mid-year if we draft a guy, if we bring in one of these free agents, they surpass you, then you're going to be pissed off. So I just think it made sense for Steelers organization to just say, hey, we're moving on. But I could see why Juju wanted to be back, like if he really liked it. And
honestly, that's the reality of it. I know, even my situation when I left to go to Arizona, similar conversation was like, yeah, I wanted to stay here, but they communicated like, hey man, we're going with these guys right here. And you staying here only hurts this part of that. It hurts that part of that. And they'll break it down to that's the one thing I love about Coach Tomlin and Kevin Colbert. They will communicate exactly why they feel like, hey man, we just don't want to do it, even though you're still a good player. It makes sense. It just for us right now, the way that we're going, guys, we want to get out there more. That's the part where you're just like, all right, I get it. And for some people, man, it hurts, it sucks. But at the other time, you understand it's a business, and you're like, that makes sense. I'm cool with that. So for me, man, when I saw this stuff about Juju wanting to be back, but obviously him not returning it for that price point, I totally understood it. And the same, like I said, with Joe Hayden. It's like, yeah, is Joe Hayden still a good player? Absolutely. But if you're trying to get Levi and Akello and Cam Sutton out there more, you want to draft a younger guy and get him developed, you're not getting those reps if Joe Hayden is on the team, because Joe is still good enough that a lot of them younger players are going to have a problem or have a struggle beating him out. And even though Joe could give you maybe more consistent play this year, you say, man, I don't want to have Joe in this avenue where I can bring in this guy and really develop him into the guy that I want him to be, but he can't get that sitting on the bench. And that's just a part of it. So it's like, at times it sucks, but you're like, man, that's the nature of the business. We all came in the league and took somebody's job, and at the end of the day, that's the circle of life. You play this game long enough, man. Yeah,
it's less about the money and just the direction the team or the organization wants to go in. How about this one? Aaron Ladd from Twitter. This is one of Juju's comments in his press conference. Juju was asked about his TikTok dances. He says, do I see myself doing that here? He says, I'm here to work. I came here to win. Wow.
Hey.
Well, he did give it up last year anyway.
But I also saw where he was like, do you think the TikToks were a distraction in Pittsburgh? He was like, nah, they weren't. We're good.
Oh, yeah. He said that too.
He
said that too. He's like, no one in the locker room cared.
Man, maybe I was lost. I thought they were a little bit of a distraction at the end, but I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. That Monday night game, that thing made headlines.
I was going to say that was it a distraction? I thought it was, but if he feels like it wasn't, All right, I'll roll with it, I guess.
Became a distraction. It
Without a
did.
doubt,
the last
man.
2 times. Well, I mean, it goes hand in hand when we started losing.
Yeah,
too,
but it was the losing and him not playing well and the TikToks and knowing that teams were eyeballing that and making it an issue. It's like, come on, bro. Like, don't do that, you know? But
yeah, you're putting a target not only on your back, but the rest of the team.
So that's my only
and
thing,
you weren't playing like T.O. or
not
A.B.
at all, man. No.
Okay, so that's Juju. We got anything else with him?
No, that's the big thing right now. Yeah, but how'd you feel about?
Yeah,
the
he did look
man?
like he was. He did look like he was pissed though. Going back to that early comment whenever he threw the hat on. Oh my God, it looked like such a fake smile.
I'm gonna have to look at this thing,
man.
I'm gonna have to look at this thing, dude. But
he didn't look the same. He didn't look like the Juju we know.
All I know is, man, based on what people were sending me about what his mom was playing, I was like, yo. And shout out to Mama Juju, man. She's awesome, man. We've obviously been around her multiple times, man. Awesome lady. But yeah, she didn't seem like she was too happy either, man. I like the gratitude. I like the thanking of Still a Nation. But yeah, she also called us for the fake fans. She said, man, she lost some followers out there, man. Deke, did you?
There's no way they lost 400K.
Bro, I swear I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, hold on now, bro.
That's some fake news right there.
I was like, man, y'all might have embellished.
There's no way.
Y'all might have embellished just a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-mm. Who's unfollowing Juju? If you're following Juju, you're not unfollowing him because he switched teams. You just like Juju. You're not doing that. You're probably more upset with the Steelers.
Yeah. I was like, I just don't see that part of it. But, if that's
like, no one's burning Juju's jersey.
I would agree. Yeah.
That 400K there's just no way.
Maybe they're talking collectively like YouTube, TikTok, IG, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, AIM.
That's just insanity. Like, then, if you're
I'm
checking
just like,
that.
dude, this is nuts. Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he's that thrilled to be in Kansas City. It doesn't. As weird as it sounds, he's got Mahomes at quarterback. Obviously, Chiefs are going to be good, but I think he did want to be back in Pittsburgh.
I think he did. I think the move though to Kansas City is a year too late. I think if he would have went last year before Hardman really emerged to like that bona fide third target out there, I think it makes a lot of sense for Juju. I think right now though, you're going into a situation where there's a lot of dogs proven that are already over there. I think it's going to be tough for him to do what he wants to do in a sense, man.
Yeah. All right. What we going more for free agent guys? You want to go supers? Okay.
Yeah, let's get
I got Cam Letson.
Yeah.
He says wasn't trying to disrespect any opinions out here either. By the way, all love, fam.
Come on, man, Cam, man. We listen, man. We are not sensitive skinned over here. All right. In fact, we embrace all opinions. That's why I said what I said, man. Listen, I had a fortune cookie last night. It said, "Speak your heart. Speak from your heart." So when I say these things, I do speak from my heart. I enjoy the different, perspectives. I enjoy hearing the different reasoning why. I like to give Deke a hard time just because it's Deke. But as a whole, I enjoy hearing his opinion. And no different than you, Cam, and anybody else that gives their opinion, because it is cool to hear. Because for me, I'm still getting used to the fan side of it. Prior to, starting the channel, man, I didn't care about fans. I never, in terms of, opinions like that. But now it's like, no, this is fun. I like to hear the different perspectives. So definitely, man, don't ever feel like you can't speak up or you can't talk about, your thoughts and your opinions on players, on, organizations and things like that. As long as you're not getting, disrespectful, talking about families and personal parts, we're good. I say that's why I draw the line. Just don't make it personal. As long as it's, we're criticizing the performances, we're criticizing organizations, that's cool. But just no personal attacks. That's all.
G. Alexander. Moats been stuck on Mars.
What it do?
He's stuck. He's stuck on Mars.
I'm trying to catch up with you, man. I want to. Don't leave. I want to get there soon. Okay.
What's he doing? He's like, man, I'm on Mars, and then he just keeps taking hits. I keep getting stuck.
You know how
I don't know why
he would call it. My on. I am on Mars right now, my friends. I'm like, bro, I want to be there with you. Coming soon. Loading.
He's got some good news though.
Yeah, let's see what he has.
Today is my birthday. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, man. That is awesome, baby. I like it. Yes.
Ooh, brings up an interesting take here. Do you think we're about to Landry Jones Mason? I think the Steelers are making some more splash moves sooner rather than later. We need a number one receiver.
in terms of Mason getting the Landry Jones treatment, if we draft a quarterback at 20 overall, I can definitely see that happening. But if we do not, I think that Mason remains because we're going to roll with 3 quarterbacks on that roster. And right now, we don't have that 4th guy just yet. So it just depends on how we acquire him. If the 4th guy is, that is a good point because Landry did have his contract that year as well. But I think his was lower. I think his was for 3 maybe?
Yeah, I don't think it was 5.
Yeah, I think it was for like 3 because we still already had 7 as well. Whereas this is a legit open competition. We don't know. I mean, we're leaning Mitch because of the numbers, but as a whole, we don't know who that clear-cut guy is. Whereas back then, it really didn't matter if you kept Landry or not because you knew you had Ben. And it was more so, could Landry be Charlie Batch? And the difference was, like Charlie's talked about on the show, Charlie had already been a starter in this league. He had already proven himself in this league when he came over to Pittsburgh. Whereas with Mason, he's still trying to prove that. Whereas with Landry, he was still trying to prove that at that time. So, yeah, I could see it happening, but only if we take a quarterback at 20. If we don't take a quarterback early on, one of those guys we've been talking about, shoot, even a Desmond Ridder type, right? If you're not bringing in a caliber guy like that we view as like our top 5 guys, then, yeah, I think Mason's got to be fine.
AJ Martinez says, let's go. Pittsburgh, a.k.a. Moats, got to get home already. Great work, guys. Thanks for helping me find my chill. This podcast is therapy.
Hey, man, namaste, AJ. Namaste. I'm glad that it's therapeutic for you. I ain't gonna lie. It's been very therapeutic for me. This is kind of like my outlet. It always has been, but even more so, I've really, identified that for myself through this time of being away for 30 days. You know what I'm saying? I was able to understand that, hey, I enjoy the podcast. I enjoy seeing Deke's face. I enjoy, when we get these comments and stuff. This is awesome right here. So, namaste. But yes, Big Mo's got to get to the casa ASAP.
Sean Diddy, 6, just giving some support. And then also has another comment. Says, Juju only got a year deal. Is it possible we bring him back next year? He's going to be back, I think. I mean, I'm telling you, seeing his face, putting the hat on, he was not too thrilled being outside of Pittsburgh. I could see him back. I don't know if it's next year. At some point, I could see him back.
Mm-hmm. No, I can see that too, man. But I really think it just depends on what we do at wide receiver as well, though. If we're bringing in,
there might not be room for
a young guy. Exactly. It's kind of like, yeah, Juju, we like you, but hope you do well over there, just not here. I think that could, be a case as well, man.
That's it. We all caught up.
Yes, we are. All right. So let's get to do we have anything left we want to say with this free agency part, or were we good? Just trying before we go to this last topic.
Oh, yeah, James Washington or Ray McLeod.
Yeah.
James Washington makes sense. I'm not surprised at all. I never really thought he was coming back to the Steelers with how these last 2 years panned out.
I think he gonna low-key be all right in Dallas too, bro.
What's he gonna be? That number 3 because they signed Gallup, CD Lamb,
and then James Washington, the third guy. But he's a different caliber of his body type is different than those guys as well. And he has that vertical speed. Like he can go take the top off. So jump balls. We've seen him do that. That was the one part that was frustrating when we were watching. It's like, man, that's available, but we really didn't utilize him in that vein. I don't know, man. I think he's gonna be sneaky good, man. I guess I might tune into 1 or 2 Cowboy games this year.
Are we going to be seeing a number 13 Washington Cowboys jersey on you?
Well, it's because he's a friend of the show. He was on the show with us, former Steeler, so I feel like we're obligated. Juju wasn't on the show, even though Juju's my dog, so I'm gonna watch some of him, but I'm gonna have to watch, unfortunately, a little more Cowboys this year. Since it's how about them Cowboys all of a sudden, man. I might have to retweet something now, and I think about that just to show my dog some love, let him know that hey, I wasn't a part of the sabotage, James. I was on your team. I was preaching for you to be out there, James. I'm with you. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, now would be a good time to have Juju on the show. Actually, we should have him as the regular, try to get intel off him.
Juju Tuesdays, what you telling me? Let me stop, man. I ain't going there.
Juju Tuesdays.
Juju Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
What's going on down there? What's the playbooks looking like?
Hey, man.
We need some
Juju,
intel.
Man. Yeah, man. How Mahomes' thumb feeling today, man? Is he still happily married? What's his brother talking about? Y'all TikToking together yet or nah? That's what I want to see. When the collab
that is
TikToks
one of the things,
out,
though.
man.
I will say it was a breath of fresh air whenever he signed there, and all of a sudden everyone's talking about TikToks with Juju and collabing with Jackson Mahomes. It's like, okay, good. We don't have to deal with that anymore.
Y'all take that. Y'all TikTok y'all little hearts out. Cool on that, man.
That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen before the season, right? The Juju Jackson Mahomes collab.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or even if they get a good win or something, I could see heat of the moment, Juju linking up with. I could see it happening. I'm just happy we don't got to deal with that.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. And then Ray to San Fran. I'm not gonna lie, kind of that for him though. I think Ray and San Fran is gonna be all right, man. He they got creativity out there. He obviously was showing that he could be a reliable target in the slot, and we know what he could do as a return man. I think that he has like the best situation, low key, being in San Fran compared to James and Juju.
So you think they'll utilize him a little at receiver too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think we got a good replacement for him, though. I mean, if he's gonna leave, and I thought he was really solid for us, Ray. Mm-hmm. Every time outside of the Bears game, caught the ball, we got 10, 15 yards, and then in 2020, it looked like he was gonna break one or two off, but just got like tripped up at the end. Mm-hmm. You replace him with an All-Pro returner, so I'll take it. Only problem with him is just I don't think we're going to get receiver reps, but we weren't really hoping for receiver reps from McLeod last year until Juju went down anyway. Yeah, but we still had James Washington, which is still the whole weird situation as to why we're not surprised James Washington left.
No,
he wasn't getting play, and Ray McLeod was getting sometimes the most targets on the team in certain games.
Yeah, very true. Weird. Very true, dude. Very true, man.
All right, I think we're good then.
All right. And I think we had one other super that just popped
I'll read it.
King Stacks. You get him? Yep.
Ooh, what are you hearing about Justin Lane? Yeah, he's the forgotten man this year. He's the Jalen Samuels of this year, I think. And he says bust. Is he a bust? He is the new Jalen Samuels.
Yeah. I can't call him a bust. I feel like a bust. I need to see you play terrible. I
don't think he played bad for us last year when he got in.
I would agree. I haven't seen that from him either.
He didn't play terrible in the preseason.
Yeah. So that's my thing. I wouldn't call him a bust. He's Jalen Samuels right now, man. He hasn't had the opportunities just yet consistently. I mean, could he go out there and compete? Sure. And I thought he was playing well last year in the preseason, but James Pierre was just the better player of the two last year. And we talked about the difference with those guys. So, yeah, that's kind of, my sentiment with Justin. But we'll see what he does, though, man. I mean, this is about to be put up or shut up time for him in the sense of contract, right? So if he wants to have an NFL career, if he wants to remain as a Steeler or just, like I said, in the NFL, he's definitely going to have to put together a strong camp, strong preseason this year to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to this final topic. And this is one I'm excited about because we get to talk pass rush duos. So on NFL.com, with the aftermath of some of these trades that have and some of the trades and moves that have happened in terms of pass rushers, they did a updated list, or not an updated list, they did a list on the top 5 pass rush duos in the NFL. If I remember correctly, I don't know if you have the article pulled up right now.
I got the list. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so read off the top 5, the top 5 list, and then from there we'll talk about it and kind of react to it and see what changes we'll make and things like that.
At number 1. Las Vegas Raiders. They have Max Crosby and Chandler Jones as their 2 players.
Okay.
Number 2, Los Angeles Chargers. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack as their 2 players. At number 3, they have your Pittsburgh Steelers. They have TJ Watt and not a guy that you would guess. You would expect Alex Highsmith, right? No, they have Cam Hayward.
Okay.
And then Tennessee Titans. Well, no, the reasoning I'm saying that is I thought they were just going to go strictly off outside linebackers or edge rushers, right?
Yeah.
But then Titans, they also do a similar thing. They have Harold Landry and then Jeffrey Simmons at number 4. At number 5, they have the 49ers with Bosa and Eric Armstead. There's a glaring missing team here. If you're going to do the whole inside lineman plus outside guy,
I would agree.
How don't you have the Rams?
About to say Leonard Floyd back to 9.5 this past season, 10.5 the year before that. We know who Aaron Donald is. I'm with you 1,000%. How do you have a list that includes outside and inside guys and you don't have the Rams up there right now? Whew, that's yeah. Because like you said, the part of the list made it feel like it was just going to be outside guys. And if you're just I would say, so if you're just taking outside guys, right? And we'll do this like this, man. We'll react to it as the duos inside and outside, but then we'll also talk about it if we're just saying outside guys as well to see how we feel about it. That sound good to you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I think they really botched this up then. We should be one.
Okay.
If you're going to include Cam Hayward coming off of probably his best season, I know the stats aren't going to say that because he's not the master sack guy, but although he did have some double-digit seasons as of late. But, I mean, people were talking about him being a better interior lineman at certain points of the season than Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
And then you combine that T.J. Watt just had 22 and a half sacks. Like, we should be one. We should be one. Now, if they're just looking at I don't know what they're doing because Raiders, I know Max Crosby's really good, but Chandler Jones isn't what he used to be.
Bro, you
I just don't know why they're one. Like,
sleep, bro. Chandler, hey, man. Huh? I said, I think you
sleep
like
Max Crosby,
there, bro.
Neither one of those guys are T.J. Watt, though.
Bro, I think you're asleep right now. You disrespecting the heck out of Chandler Jones, bro. Just you Google him. Look it up.
No, he's good. No, he's good. He's not
bro,
what he was in his prime with the Cardinals.
He has over 100 career sacks, bro.
Oh, I know. He's just up there in age. That's all. I mean, he even had double digits last year, but it's still it's not the same. It's not the same.
I think you wildin', man. He's never had a guy like Max Crosby next to him either. That's the other part that I think is gonna be different, man. Like I get it. I just don't agree with you on that one, man.
Are they projecting then? Like, are they projecting then Cam Hayward maybe because he's getting up there, he's going to take a step back, but TJ's like the steady guy in his prime?
If you brought up the age for Chandler, you got to bring up the age for Cam. That's all I'm saying, man. Chandler Jones, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Come on, bro.
That's
like,
fine, but then you have
here,
TJ Watt versus Max Crosby. I don't even think it's close.
Fair enough, but right now, Cam Hayward over his career hasn't had the same level of career that Chandler Jones has had. So you can make that same argument there if we're doing that. That's all I'm saying, man. Like, Chandler Jones, bro, is he's that guy. It's a difference.
Can we say him and Cam are equal right now?
No, I'm not saying that. Not at all. You can say that. I'm not saying that. No, heck no. And I love Cam. I love Cam. I'm not saying they're equal. Heck no.
And then you had TJ Watt, but then they have the Chargers with Bosa and Khalil Mack at 2. How would you just rank them? I would have us 1. I don't think the Raiders have won. Man.
Let me hear you rank them. Yeah, because if you just telling me Chandler Jones is essentially no longer that guy, then why are they even on the list? Apparently,
no,
if you're saying
he's definitely on the list. They're definitely on the list. Actually, I would probably have him. I'd only bump him down to 2 or 3.
Let me hear the list.
You got to have the Rams in there though with Aaron Donald. Actually, I'd probably do that. I'd probably do Steelers 1, Rams 2. Raiders 3, and then Chargers 4, and then probably Titans 5. Nick Bosa is a beast though, but Eric Armstead, I think he holds them back a little bit. So I'd have them off the board.
Okay,
that's my list.
I'm definitely keeping the Raiders at 1. Chandler Jones and what Max Crosby has done these past 2 seasons, I'm not worried about that because Chandler by himself has been that guy. So you pair him with Max Crosby, I think that's an elite tandem right there. I do like TJ and Cam at 2 because of what TJ has been able to do. Cam obviously doesn't give you the crazy gaudy numbers in the interior in terms of sacks, but he has been producing double-digit sack seasons, but he creates a ton of pressure, a ton of havoc on the inside. But then from there, man...
Oh, he did have 10 last year.
That's
Cam
what
had 10.
Low key. That's what I just said.
Wow,
holy shit. It's like the past 2 to 3 seasons he's had double digits. He's been in that area. Absolutely. But to me, man, when I think of the third, this is where I kind of get a little... Actually, no, I go Rams at 3, man. Aaron Donald, I know exactly who he is. The same way we talk about TJ, I talk about Aaron Donald the exact same way, and he's been doing it for a longer time as well. And then Leonard Floyd, like I said, who's coming off of essentially back-to-back double-digit sack seasons, 10.5, 9.5. If you're getting that from your other guy, to me, man, you pairing that with AD, that's elite. That's going to be top-notch. Then from there, man, I'll probably go Chargers, man. Give me Joey Bosa with Khalil Mack. I know Khalil, he was on a trajectory to also have, double-digit sacks last season, but he got hurt, and he just hasn't had the double-digit sack season since, was it 18, I think it was? 18, 19. So even though he's not slowing down, he just hasn't given me that type of productivity just yet. I like the Titans group. I just think that they have to prove it. They're still young. You know what I mean? This is like they're getting it going. Harold Landry, he's getting it going. Love Simmons on the interior, but I still feel like they're the babies of that bunch. So I probably have them. Because for me, it's between them and the 49ers. Like, I love Nick Bosa, but I'm not the biggest Eric Armstead fan. I think that he's more of a cleanup guy than anything. I think that he still creates good pressure, but I just don't like his game in terms of pass rush solely. I don't like his game over Simmons, you know? But when we're talking about Nick Bosa when we're talking Nick Bosa versus Harold Landry, give me Nick Bosa. So that's kind of like my dilemma with them. So I'll lean Niners at 4. Niners at 4, and then I'll have Niners at 5, Titans at 6, because I put the Rams in there, and that would have been the other team. So yeah, I got Vegas, Steelers, Rams. Then from there, Chargers. Then I'll go Niners, and then ended up with the Titans as the 6th team.
Hell, just off the people on this list, I'd have Bosa at 2. Nick Bosa at 2.
Bro, Bosa's a problem.
As just Ed Rodgers.
He's a problem.
Yeah, he's probably in the top 3 between T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett. Then you include him.
Yeah. Well, I just love how, man, you be sleeping on my man Chandler, bro. Like, sleeping.
I'm not sleeping. I got him in the top 3.
Nah, you sleeping, bro. You sleeping, man. You are sleeping. But it's cool, bro. It is cool. Now, if we're talking, if we did this exact same conversation, but now we're just solely talking from an edge rusher perspective. No interior D linemen, just edge rushers. How do you feel about that list now?
Well, T.J. Watt and Highsmith combined for 30 sacks. So hold on. Let me look at these guys. Actually, you know who else is low-key missing? All right, if we're going to do that route, then it's Clowney and Garrett, although Clowney's still a free agent, right?
Yeah.
So that's not 100. Like, if Clowney was back, I think actually those guys would have to be considered. Okay. Yeah.
And I want to see who they I would say, because even Buffalo, man, with Vaughn, I'm like, I like that, but I don't know if I like him over these other groups we're talking about right now, man.
Wow. This is interesting now.
Yeah.
I think because of TJ Watt, we're still on this list. Where are we? We might even be top 3 still. Because, I mean, Highsmith still had 7 sacks. Those combined together, 30.
Those combined together.
You are killing me with this, bro. I mean, that's how good TJ Watt was.
You are killing me, bro. Yeah, man. Combine them together, man. They man, a lot of sacks, man.
I think I would give. I think I still have us in the top 3.
Okay.
Maybe I'd bump us behind the Raiders and Chargers. I'd have to think about it a little bit more, though. Because if we are going to do the projection game, I could see Highsmith getting double digits. He just hasn't proven it to the level of Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, also Max Crosby, and Chandler Jones just yet. But TJ Watt was that good. That's why he could be the X factor. But no, I'd still have us in the top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where you have him in the top 3, you have him just at 3? Or where you putting him? Because, I mean, you put him at 1 just a second ago. So I'm trying to figure out what's your energy, man. Yeah.
That was with Cam Hayward. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just figured, you got us winning the division, too. I just figured, hey, man, we're going to keep rolling with this thing, man. The Steelers won and everything. That's the energy I thought. Are you becoming a fake fan all of a sudden, Deke? Now you don't want to believe in the guys? You told me that, man, guys is resurging and doing all that other stuff. We said we're going to project 10+ for Highsmith. So that means that Max and Chandler and all these other guys got to take a step back. I'm with you. They're taking a step back there, right? That what you're telling me? Just because they're going to take a step back, right?
I think I'll keep us at 3. Yeah. Okay. Highsmith just got to prove it this year. Okay. I think he will. I think he'll do fine.
Now,
yeah, us at 3.
Do you put the Titans on this list with Harold Landry and potentially Bud Dupree being back healthy as well?
Man,
because
I'd
both
really
of them have double-digit sack seasons.
Out there.
Both of those guys have double-digit sack seasons right now, man.
Dupree was hurt last year.
Yeah. And he still came back and had 3? I think he had like 3 or 4 sacks even last year coming back from the injury.
It wasn't terrible, but yeah, it wasn't the production we're used to.
Right.
Ooh, I'd have to look at the other edge rush duos out here because, if Clowney goes back to the Browns, you would have to include him and Garrett.
Would you put him and Garrett as a tag team over TJ and Highsmith, though? Because we've said where TJ and Miles were pretty close in terms of who we think they are as players. How do you feel about Clowney versus Highsmith now?
No, I do think Clowney's better than Highsmith, but I think TJ being better than Garrett, I'll give us the nod over that. Because Clowney, listen, if he keeps this up, though, if Clowney keeps this up, maybe you would start leaning that way. But, that was an anomaly for Clowney last year out of the last 3-4 seasons for him. But maybe, I mean, like I said, he's that talented. If he keeps it up, then, maybe you'd have to give him the edge.
Very true.
But I would have us over them right now. I'm looking through edge rusher. I'm trying to look through. Yeah. Dude, Max Crosby low-key only had 8 sacks last year. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I mean, he had more impact than that, though.
Absolutely.
Stats could lie.
That's what I say. Yeah, no different. You look at Aaron Donald. He's only had 120 sack season, but yet you talk about his impact every single year, and it's unmatched, typically. And obviously this past year was different, but yeah.
I'm just trying to look to see if even if in the chat anyone has any other duos. Yeah. Maybe you throw that Titans duo in by default.
Because I'm trying to think. I'm just seeing it. Because like I said, in Buffalo, you got Vaughn, but they still are trying to figure out that other side. It's a lot of younger players.
A lot of groups have one really good guy on the edge in terms of duos. That's why I still think, we're in that top 3.
Yeah. Because let's see, Baltimore, no, they're still open right now. Dallas,
no, bro.
Maybe. You can go Dallas. Oh, well, no, because Randy Gregory left. Yeah, never mind that.
Oh, maybe Denver then, because they're gonna have Gregory, and then they also have Chubb.
You could
throw Denver in that conversation.
Yeah, they're formidable. Trying to think who else. No longer AZ. Kansas City, no. Even because they got Chris Jones, but Chris Jones, Frank Clark, but that would be for the first
inside
conversation.
Guys. If we're talking just strictly outside,
that's
tough. Because you would have had the Smiths with the Packers, but now Darius isn't back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not saying anyone. So maybe you have Dupree and Harold Landry by default, at least in the mix.
I feel like they got to be in that conversation, right? It feels weird, but I'm like, by default, we might be right.
Oh, how about Tampa Bay? Barrett and Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, you got to throw them in there, absolutely. Oh, yeah. So where do you put them at then?
I'd put them over Bud Dupree.
Okay.
And Landry.
I would too. Proven.
Pierre-Paul's a free agent. So that's another thing. I just looked up. He's a free agent.
So that's no different than what we're talking about with Clowney and Garrett then. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think our top 3 though would be similar. I still have Raiders at 1 in terms of you got Max and Chandler. Then I'm definitely going Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa at 2 from the Chargers. I put us at, like I said, because Myles Garrett.
I don't think we're missing anyone. I think we're trying to go through all these duos, but I don't think we're missing anyone.
I put right now because Clowney's a free agent, because Jason Pierre-Paul is a free agent, we can't put him on that list. I get it. So with that, I do think that, TJ and Highsmith, they're still that guy. I mean, TJ by himself, we know what he brings to the table. Highsmith isn't a pushover. Highsmith is good, and he continues to get better. So, I like that. I put them as the 3rd group. But, man, this is crazy. Not a lot of teams. Yeah, the free agency thing, man. We got to see. We might have to revisit this down the line, man. But this was good, man. This is fun. I like it, man. I think we had one super chat that just came in. Get that, and then after that, man, we will begin this victory lap of me spending my last day out here, baby. I'm coming home. Call the wife.
Young Poppy Benito. What's Deke and Moats look like as a pass rush duo?
Elite, top tier. Come on, man. Deke gonna carry me, and I'm gonna do all the. I got the crumbs. You know what I'm saying? Deke's the young stud, though, baby. You see what Deke screams peak masculinity, baby.
A lot of potential.
Yeah, man.
A lot of untapped potential.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Like I said, I'll be over here. I'm gonna give him the veteran presence. I'm gonna just tell him what to do. That'd be me on the other side. I'll be coaching. Hey, yo, Deke, you hit that move. All right, you good? Because I'm washed. All right, I'm washed. But Deke got.
Oh, so we don't even have another edge rusher. It's just me.
Yeah. Come on, man. Would you say TJ and High School come out for 30 sacks, right? We're gonna come out for 30 as well. You just do the heavy lifting, all right? I'll get the ones. I'll get the ones you miss.
I'll switch sides every other play. I'll go left side, then right side.
Man.
I'll be confusing them all over the place.
I'll pick up the crumbs, okay? Anything that you miss, I'll go get that guy. But other than that, man, you got this, baby.
I appreciate the belief.
There we go, man.
Caleb Cole says, if Tua comes back, should the double and triple team stop or slow down TJ, equaling more sacks? Yeah, Tua comes back, only helps the defense as a whole, everyone.
But it's all predicated on if he comes back. Yeah, if he comes back, I mean, that definitely is a major upgrade. And that was why that final year when you saw TJ, Bud, Cam, Tuitt, all of those guys having the year that they did was because of that. It wasn't a lot of places where you could double team. It wasn't a lot of people that you could account for in that capacity because we had guys that could win one-on-ones and win it consistently. Whereas right now, this past season, we just didn't have that. And that was why we suffered the way that we did at times. But yeah, if Tua's back and he's healthy, yeah, that changes a lot for us, man, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it.
I like it, man. I like it. So shoot, man, with that being said, man, this was a heck of a show. Make sure once again that y'all hit that like button as well. I know y'all were extra chunky in the chat the whole time. And all the viewers, we greatly appreciate y'all. But yeah, definitely hit that thumbs up so we can keep this content rolling for y'all. We appreciate y'all greatly. And thanks for rocking with us during this virtual time, these 30 days away. But as always, until next time, baby. Peace.